Welcome to Spirited Stories, a podcast brought to you by Proof & Company. We're talking with the experts of the global spirits community to hear their perspective on the world of beverage. So grab your favorite drink, sit back, and let's dive into their stories one sip at a time.
Hey everybody, I'm Bobby Carey. I'm the host of our inaugural Spirited Stories, hosted by Proof & Company here in Singapore. Joining me today, we have the brilliant master blender herself, Cynthia Vargas, who crafts the magical rum of Ron Matusalem. I'm going to chat all things rum, all things heritage, and all things blending with you today, Cynthia. So it's great to have you here. I know you flew in from Hong Kong last night. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
It's great to see you. It's also Cynthia's first time in Singapore, so we're really excited to have her here, in Asia even, so we're really excited to have you here. To me, what I most want to know is, like, how did you get into blending? Like, where did that come from? Was it a passion from childhood? Or did that come along a bit later in life?
Well, to blend on childhood, no, I don't think so, but it's something that you have. I was saying all this during this trip, that I think it's something that you have to, from your childhood, because you need to have the skills, you know? And when I said skills, I mean you need to be curious about flavors, aromas, textures. I think that that's something very important. And how I get to this, well, I was studying, I was finishing my school, and I was working in another kind of industry, totally different, making potatoes, fried potatoes. Yes, that's true. That's true. And I was so excited to be there because I had a lot of projects and everything. And so I was very excited. And there somebody came to our university and said that they were looking for a rookie plan that they had, in a rookie project that they had in their company. And they were looking for somebody to work with them. So I had a teacher that he told me, you must leave the potatoes and go there. And I said, why? I like the potatoes. No, you have to be there. Why? Because you are going to learn a lot of things. Okay. I was thinking about it. I didn't do it instantly. I was thinking about it, and almost 15 days later, I said, okay, I'm going to go to an interview. And since the first time that I put my foot in that company, it was amazing. I felt that I had to be there.
I love it. As an Irishman, I would struggle between potatoes and alcohol as well.
Yeah.
So I feel, I understand your pain. A master blender, I think it has there's a magic about it. And I think most people don't really understand what it is to be a master blender. It's like a cloak and dagger kind of hidden around. But can you describe to someone what it is you actually do? So if they're maybe not really unfamiliar with it?
Well, I'm the responsible to have all the liquids that we are going to need. Not instantly, not for this year or next year. I prepare all the liquids for the next generation. I'm in charge of it. Why? Because we work with time. Okay, that's the most important thing that we have. The most valuable thing that we work is the time, and we work with it. All the operations that I do now on the plant and our warehouse is seeing the next generations, not just one, maybe two, because there's a lifetime on the barrels, there's a lifetime even on the master blenders. So we are preparing everything for the next generations.
And you say the lifespan. How long is the lifespan of a master blender? Like, how long do you think you'll be doing this for?
Well, I love what I do.
Yeah.
But I hope to don't do it for so long time. So I don't know. I think that you can feel that, and maybe I don't want to say an age, but I think that there's a time where you understand that you need to train to somebody else. You need it.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's very important to share knowledge. And because you want to preserve your work. And to preserve it, you need to share that knowledge. So you need to train somebody. And I think that's the time when you feel that somebody else understands and have all the passion that you have for your work and for all the operations that you are doing, I think that's the time.
Yeah, it's a tough one, right? It's trying to find
Yes.
that master and apprentice.
Yes, but it's
Padawan, yeah.
interesting. And of course, all around these things is all the analysis, because I have a lab there. And we make a lot of analysis for the products, physical, chemical, and for testings, a lot of testings all the time. And not even for alcohol, just for, we have water, for example, that is the most important ingredient that we have on the products. We need to make testing, and we keep testing all the time the water, barrels, even the woods, everything. You need to be testing. So that's part of the things that you do. And you have to make all these blends to be sure that you are keeping the profile of the products.
Yeah, it sounds like it's not just the liquid, right? There's so many other aspects to think about.
No.
And what part of each of, like, what to you is the most exciting part of it? Is it the coming to the end, or is it actually the laying the foundations for generations ahead? Like, what to you as a master blender really gets you out of bed, I suppose, in the morning?
I don't have a same time, a same day, all time.
Yeah.
All my days are different. And I think that's the most important and most exciting thing, because sometimes I don't know what I'm going to discover on the barrels. I believe, of course, when I buy barrels and when we put the liquids in there and waiting for the age, you're supposed to know what you are going to receive from that barrel. But normally we have a very, very beautiful results. And that's very exciting, because you don't know what you are going to receive. And I love that. I love to see how the woods work with the liquids, and I think that's the most exciting when you're tasting the barrels.
It's the happy accidents that sometimes happen, right?
Yes. Yes. Well, we have here an accident that we're going to talk later, I'm for sure.
Awesome. Well, this is something else, I suppose. How do you balance the tradition of what's gone before you, but then also thinking about, well, you want to leave your own mark on the company and probably put in a, your own SKUs and your own different labeling. So how do you find that balance between honoring the past, but then building for the future?
Having this respect of the heritage of the family.
Yeah.
And they are very close to all of operations. When we are making all the design of the products, the new developments, they are always working with me. So I think that I feel a lot of respect of that heritage, and that makes me to be proud of what I'm doing and excited to have new things.
Yeah. Because
I want to keep that heritage for them.
Sure.
So I think it's respect.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. What's your personal favorite way to enjoy Matusalem? And does that influence how you blend? Do you say, oh, I really love this way of doing it, I'm going to make something a little different, or I'm going to do something new? So it's kind of a double-edged question, but your favorite way, and then does that influence your kind of philosophy of blending?
Well, I think that the most influencing is to have, I always take the products neat. I love it neat. Not even with ice, okay? Neat. Mm-hmm. But since the last 8 years, I understand more, and I discover the cocktail industry. And I like it.
Fair enough.
I like it. I really like it, because now I can understand, for example, for the new developments that we are doing for products, we are looking for something that is flexible to make cocktails. And when I say flexible, I mean that it's important that you understand that you are having a product that you can take it neat, or maybe you can have a wonderful cocktail. And it's amazing all the work that the bartenders do with cocktails. I think that they have more techniques than me, when I go and see, oh my gosh, a pre-batch, oh wow. Oh, and you are making a fermentation, amazing. I like that, because I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So in the last 8 years, I've been immersed in all this, and it's amazing. I like it.
Yeah, there's a lot of creativity out there. There's a lot of people pushing boundaries. But do you find that sometimes they go too far and they mess with the rum? If they, some bartenders like to re-age things and they like to use all the materials and they used to use all the, evaporate, redistillation in their own labs. Do you find that maybe sometimes they go a step too far? Or,
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Fair enough.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
not all the times, I have to say, but because I know a very, very respectful people on the industry that they understand more the products, okay? But of course, when I see that somebody's working with a product that has a lot of years of aging work, I start, oh my God. They are distillating again the product that oh my gosh. Sometimes it happens, yes.
Yeah, it's like that's your offspring. You've given them something and they've changed it, right?
Yes.
I
yes.
feel that.
Sometimes I feel that, and sometimes I am very surprised of the results.
When it comes out of all the labels and of all the brands and all the bottles, what do you think is the perfect for cocktail making? Because as a retired bartender, what's the most versatile that you have for making cocktails?
Oh, something medium like GR15.
Yeah,
I'm for sure.
you feel
I'm
that's
for sure. Yes, I think it's very flexible, and I think that you can have a very good range of cocktaillery to work with it. It's a product that has an important age, but it can work with citrics, with woods, with spicy, because of its profile. So I think it's a very good product to be flexible.
Get you. Solera is an ice cream. We'll call it a Solera instead. As a European, I think I knew it most from sherry, right? Obviously coming from Spain and that. But can you give us a brief overview of what it is the Solera process is and how important that it is into the liquid itself?
Well, the Solera system now, it helps us to keep the profiles of the product. That's why we have it. And it's the first, we are the first product that work with the Solera system since 1872 in Cuba. And that's why I think that the family choose this system to work with rums there, because they understood the importance of keeping these profiles along the time, thinking about next generations. And I think that it's, for me, it's amazing because I can see how the development of new products can have or not the Solera, okay, the Solera system, and how you can keep the profile and mix it and blend it with another static aging.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting how they can be together on a blend, okay, and how you can separate it too. I think it's very interesting. When you work with the Solera system, of course, it's an Spaniel from Spain and the system, and it's now being using for sherries and for Jerez, okay? It's like a cascade system where you have the Solera. The Solera, the name is because of suelo. The suelo is the floor, is the name of is the traduction of floor in Spanish, suelo. So it's the first level of the barrels that you have, and there's the oldest product, okay? And you have more levels up there, and on the top of the system is the fresh product, okay? And when I say fresh, it can be fresh alcohol that you are going to age, or it can come from another andana, the Solera of other andana, because all the system is called andana. So you can feed one Solera, one andana from another, or you can put it just fresh alcohol. So this system, I think, is one of the best and more natural process of aging to keep the profiles.
I think as a bartender, every time we're educated about Solera, we're always shown an image of a diagram of a pyramid.
Yes.
Does it actually look like that, or are the barrels separate and put forward?
You can have it. You can have it like this pyramidal system, but it takes a lot of space. Okay, and you can have no more than maybe 5 or 6 levels. Why? Because you need to think about the weight that the barrels have. Okay, so you can stress like that the barrels. You can have 10 levels, 15 levels. It's going to be crazy for the barrels. So you can have racks, for example, for Soleras. You can have these racks. We have racks, and we have a little bit of manual that is just the barrels there, and you can have it even in pallets. It's more difficult because you need to have a lot of space to work, but it's okay, and you can have it like that.
And you mentioned always wondering about what happens between the liquid and the wood, but realistically in a Solera, how often are you replacing the barrels? And are you replacing staves? Or are you replacing the whole barrels at a time? Or is there an optimum length, I suppose, for a barrel to be utilized in the Solera system?
Normally, we replace all the barrel. We don't replace the staves. Yes, no. All the barrel. And we take the first that we have in the next level of the criadera, we put it there.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the new barrel is going to be on the top. That's how we do it.
So the liquid and the barrel almost moves down. And I suppose as well, like what's the number one wood you always use as well? What's your...
Now we use American oak and French oak.
And is it virgin wood, or do you reuse barrels, or how do
we have both. We have new barrels and we have ex-bourbon and ex-wine.
Ex-wine as well.
Yes.
I suppose coming through makes a lot of sense. Something else you mentioned as well, which really interests me, is the food pairing analysis lab. I'd love to hear about that. I'd love to hear kind of how much of your day maybe is spent there, and what kind of information that you found that surprised you, I suppose, from using the lab.
Well, we did this analysis on Belgium, and it was amazing to find all these flavors and aromas that make pairing with our products. For example, the champagne, salmon, celery, things like that. You think you are always thinking when you are talking about rums. You are thinking about vanilla, maybe some spices, chocolate, tobacco. But when somebody say, "Oh, but celery too," "Oh, but you can use pears, you can use chives," you say, "Oh my gosh, how we are gonna do this pairing?" Yes, you can do it. You can find it in this food pairing that we received from this lab, and we are going to make it again because we need to confirm that we are keeping the profiles in the Solera system. As I told you, I think this is a new tool to see if all this is happening and how is the distance between the products that we have 10 years ago from now. Because you can keep a bottle there, okay? 2 bottles, 3 bottles, whatever you want. And you can make a testing between the products that you have 10 years ago from now. But I think this is a very good experimentation to do it and to confirm that we are keeping the profiles. And of course, it's amazing all that you can do now for food pairing. We made a lot of dinners, but the first dinner that we did with food pairing for me was amazing, because I couldn't understand and I said, "Oh my gosh, how we are gonna drink rum all night with the food?" It was amazing because we did it, and now I love it.
And was there any crazy was it just straight rum tasting for this first?
No, we were combining rums with cocktails because, of course, it's going to be harsh if you have rums during all the dinner, so you can combine it with cocktails. Very nice.
Well, thinking about that, what's the weirdest flavor combination you've had in a cocktail containing one of your rums? What's the weirdest ingredient that you've liked? You don't have to say the bad ones.
I think the combination with the chips, with this liquid from the burrata.
Oh wow, yeah.
This oh my gosh, that was amazing.
That sounds it sounds very interesting. It sounds,
yes, totally. When they explained to me this cocktail, I said, "Oh my gosh, really? Yes, I want to see how you do it." And they bring me to the lab, and I saw how they make everything. It was amazing. And this cocktail, I can keep it out from my mind.
Yeah, right.
I love it.
Where was that?
In Marbella.
Ah,
Yes.
it's good because it's not really a great cocktail hub either. It's not like
It was in Marbella, and this last June, there's a very nice bartender, Cholvis, and he did it.
Awesome.
I love it. And even another cocktail that Hector Monroy prepared to me that had nuts with olive oil, chocolate. It was amazing too.
I think it's something, it's knowledge that a lot of bartenders would love to get, because you said it as soon as I'm making a rum cocktail, vanilla, clove, apple, pear. You think about these things straight away because you know they work, but it's almost like a little secret for bartenders. It could be great knowledge to pass over, saying, yeah, chives or burrata works really well. I think if they had this bartenders are getting much more scientific. They're much more highly educated. It's not as much of something you fall into anymore. It's becoming a solid career path, and we're seeing that globally. So I think having that knowledge and that bringing the science into it is really interesting for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's something that's you should put on the back of the bottle. This works really well with chives and something like that. So maybe something a bit more fun and lighthearted, right? If you could blend any of the rums with a really weird ingredient, something that's non-alcohol or something that's crazy, is there anything that you haven't done yet but you'd love to try to blend? It could be blending it with aging it in ceramic, or blending it with different liquids, or something that you think that would be unexpected or unconventional. Anything you'd ever like to try?
I would like to try with some flower extracts.
Oh, yeah.
For example. Yes. There are incredible perfumes that you can have from flowers, and I would like to have something with these kind of extracts with the rums.
I mean, to me, the perfect one straight away is like a pandan, especially here in Asia. I think if you made a pandan rum, it would be the biggest selling rum in Asia, I think.
For example, yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's such a prevalent ingredient. Every country you go to in Asia, they just use it as vanilla, right? Because it's better. And bright green rum. Sounds like it's great. So you have to make a cocktail for me, based only on our first conversations today and this short time we've been together. What would you make for me?
Something with pandan.
That's the easy answer.
like an old fashioned, but it's not going to be an old fashioned. It's going to be a new fashion with pandan.
I love it. And what cocktail best represents yourself?
Oh my gosh, I love old fashioned. I really like it, but I think it could be old fashioned. And this new one that I told you that has this liquid from the burrata, I need to ask because I don't know if it has a name, but it deserves it.
It's so hard to. There's so many bartenders making new drinks all the time that they almost get lost in the ether, right? It's very hard to create a new modern classic, because the birth of the internet and the birth of social media, it's really hard for it's great in one regard because bartenders can find information like that, and they can see a cocktail that's been made in New York and they can replicate it in Shanghai the next day. But it's very, very hard to get an amazing drink celebrated because there's just every venue's doing new cocktail lists every 6 months. And
Yes, and now in this trip, in this Master Blender tour from Asia, the first country was China and Shanghai. Then we went to Hong Kong, and now we are here. And I had the opportunity to have cocktails there, very good, in an amazing level, amazing. I really like it, and as you said, maybe it's not people that is so knowledge on the industry, but they are making an incredible work, very good level.
Yeah, I mean, Singapore, non-biased, Singapore is probably the cocktail hub of Asia. And we say that we have a lot of.
I'm going to have the opportunity today.
You'll find
okay,
out, yeah.
I'm crossing fingers
But
because I want to go today.
Hong Kong is really good too. I'll say that. What was your favorite bar in Hong Kong?
Oh, I mean, we went to 2 or 3 of them. The first one was in Rosewood.
Dark Side.
Oh, yes, but we went to another that is on the top.
Okay.
Amazing, beautiful. And we went, I couldn't go to Koa, but
It's very hard to get into Koa.
no, you know that Jay wasn't there, and it was hard for me because I was on this rush of the travel.
Jay, you hear that? Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Jay. And I couldn't go there, but we went to this other place, the Italian. What's the name?
Oh,
Leone. Oh,
Bar Leone.
gosh. Yes.
It's
I love it.
yeah. It's definitely. I think it's a bar from the heart. You can feel that. It's a very much a
Totally.
yeah. It's a really good bar. Lorenzo's a good friend as well, and he's a champion for Hong Kong. And he's a champion for good spirits as well. And he's made his own spirits and he's done a lot of work as well. He's crafted his own cacao gin.
This martini. Oh my gosh. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And the olives. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Dirty olives. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a good bar tour. Yeah. Good bar tour. They're very. The only thing I don't like about Hong Kong is there's too many hills. Apart from that, it's great. It's really hard.
Yes, but after 2 or 3 cocktails, you don't care if there's a hill. Don't worry.
Well, yeah, I think we've kind of come to the end of our podcast. Or any questions that we have? Thank you very, very much for coming by so early in the morning and before your even first coffee.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And I think we're going to finish maybe on a little toast. Do you want to tell us maybe a little bit about the liquid before we drink it?
Yes, of course. I think this is 23.
You should know by smelling it.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yes, but I was pretending to. Okay. Yes, it's 23. If you can see the body of the product, even the body is amazing, and all these notes, it has a lactic notes. It has a little bit of hazelnut, a toffee, caramel, vanilla, and a little bit of pineapple. That means that the product has this part of the Caribbean.
Love it. Well,
Cheers.
yes. Welcome to Singapore.
Thank you.
Oh, it's delicious.
Thank you.
You mentioned the lactic.
Yes.
As a note. Does that come from a specific part of the distillation process, the lactic?
Yes, it's between that and the barrels that we use. Yes. That's why you can feel this toffee.
Yeah.
It's very, very, you can identify it very well because of the lactic and the caramel.
I get it.
Okay. It has a very good pairing with toffees.
I think, yeah. But rum and sweet things always works really well together.
Yeah.
It's perfect to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming through. Really appreciate it. Enjoy your next couple of days here in Singapore. I know it's pretty action-packed and full up.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us for Spirited Stories, brought to you by Proof & Company. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review or suggestions on individuals in our community that you would like to hear from. Until our next episode, cheers.